I had something else on my brain. Halloween is tomorrow. I'm looking pretty scary. And if I cared, I would have dolled all up. I would have got all cleaned up and all the things. It's fine. It's fine. Number one, I haven't celebrated a lot of Halloween. My daughter, who is now, she'll be 22 in December. She also has not celebrated a lot of Halloween. For context, my mom, there's like the divide of the parents who don't have their babies have a lot of sweets, and the other parents, right? I'm the other parents, right? My mom, when she was a kid, she was in love with Zoom Zooms and Wim Wims and all things sweet, right? And so when she had me very young, and then when she was parenting, because she did some parenting, my grandmother did a lot of rearing, but she did some parenting. There was always lots of sweets. We always had lots of sweets. And she never, like, we always had lots of sweets at the house. So thus, like, I replicated that as a mom. We had lots of candy. I'm not really into it. I like cake. I've been eating a lot of carrot cake lately. I like cake. I like lemon. I like all the sweets and stuff, but I'm more of a candy person. And so when my daughter was growing up, there was always candy. Like, she could have whatever she wanted. So we didn't trick or treat. Number one, we were like super safe, so we didn't trick or treat. Number two, there was tons of candy at my house all the time anyway. Like, sometimes I would pull up at church and they'd be like, Dad, you got some candy? I always have candy. I used to always have candy. Keep that in mind. So like, Halloween was never a big deal. There was always candy. And then my daughter is an adult, and there's always tons of candy at her house. And she doesn't eat a lot of candy. I used to eat, because I'm vegan now, so I'm weird about, like, food colors and all that good stuff. But even, especially at the beginning of my vegan journey, I still was eating, like, there would be a bowl of candy at her house on her table, and I would eat all the candy. She doesn't eat that much candy to date. I think it's because if it's readily available, it's not a big deal. Versus things that you're restricted from, it's like what people think about the Bible is just like, oh, it's such a restriction. I want to do it even more, you know. No, the candy was readily available, so she eats candy. And she has bouts, or she eats a lot of candy, but she doesn't eat a lot of candy all the time. Like, it's not a huge deal. It was always, so my mom always had sweets readily available. I always had sweets readily available, and my daughter always has sweets readily available. She doesn't eat a lot of candy. And then some, you know, the last couple years I've been like, let's dress up. I think we went trick-or-treating maybe twice when my daughter was little. Once. She remembered what they were, SpongeBob and Patrick, so it wouldn't be like, the one year I was like, let's get some unicorn onesies, a nurse, milk, just wear all white and put, like, I'm vegan now, so it'd be like almond or soy or something, you know, just very, very harmless. I'm not going trick-or-treating, just ideas, right? Not like, if you want to be really scary, you can be cow's milk. Like, that's, for vegans, that's scary. No. So I don't do costumes. I'm pretty scary in normal clothes, is what I've been telling people. Some say I'm pretty intimidating. Not sure why. I take that back. I do know why. But I'm pretty scary in normal clothes. If you're very far away and you don't know me, it's okay. But the people who God has placed in my path. Anyway, so I'm pretty scary in normal clothes. I'm not dressing up. I'm not wearing any Halloween costumes. If you decide to be milk this Halloween, you can wear white in the summer, so that outfit kind of duplicates itself. If you get a unicorn onesie, you can wear that year round, or at least fall, winter, early spring. You know, it's too cold, you want to be covered up. So stuff that can be like used later, that you don't just wear once. Not gonna be anything scary and gory. Not into Halloween like that. I wanted to make something like for the context of the season. Like, what do you say about Halloween? The other thing is, I don't like scary movies at all. The trauma. My grandmother, I call her creepy genius because she loves that. She used to love that stuff. I watched all of the scary movies. Most horrifically, Freddy Krueger was like, you know, I watch it now and I was like, I was scared of that, but it's just a time. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like scary movies. I don't watch scary movies. Traditionally, two stories. I was newly married, and there was a movie where the Asian baby was like kind of coming out of the ceiling. Somebody knows the name of this movie. My daughter's dad, who's my husband at the time, he likes scary movies, but I'm a chicken. Some of us are from the block, right? If you want to be scared, walk around the block at night. Like, we live real life horrors. I think this maybe is like a chocolate people thing that will relate to this mostly. We live real life horrors. I don't want to be scared outside of that. I think scary stuff is for people who need thrills. Being chocolate in America is a thrill. I'm gonna leave that there. At any rate, I don't like being scared. I will purposely do things I'm scared of to not be afraid of anything, like skydiving and things of that nature. I probably will. I'm scared. I'm gonna do it anyway, right? And some things I don't want to be scared of. I don't want to have like those limiting things. Those are things that I do on purpose. With that being said, so I don't watch a lot of scary movies, but I did go see Sinners. It was scary. It was. I'm shaking. It was scary. It was a good movie. I wanted to make comment because I think they're gonna re-release it for Halloween, which is perfectly fine. It makes sense. The one thing that I do remember from Sinners was the contrast of the brothers and who they chose to date. Ryan, God bless him. Ryan Coogler, Jesus on high. God bless him. God bless you and your wife. Man, so brilliant. So brilliant. This baby came out the gate swinging. I have a long list of movies that I need to watch, but I haven't seen any of them. I've seen all the Wakanda movies. I love that whole thing. I haven't seen Creed and all the other brilliant things that he's drummed up. But the contrast of the brothers and the contrast of the women that they chose and how that turned out. I don't know if anybody noticed that. There was a lot of like, this is what I think of the movie when it first came out. And I didn't review a lot of those. I should go back and review those. Did anybody else make mention of the two women that the twins dated? And how that turned out for the two of them. And I'm not gonna do any contrast because I'm trying to make this short. Even though I'm very verbose, I talk a lot. But I do love the twin that picked the chocolate big body. I talk about women in terms of cars. So the curvy black women, of which I was once. I'm very small now from whence I came. I came from to something to do something. So I'm tiny now. But I love that contrast of the chocolate curvy woman and their relationship and his vision while he was dealing with the people who was coming to steal the barn and the land that he had bought from them at the end of the movie, towards the end of the movie. And I love that she was chocolate. I love that she was curvy. And I love the dynamic and the chemistry of their relationship. So anyway, I'm sure somebody pointed that out. I'm sure one of these babies is like the movie reviewers were like, oh, did you see and such and woo 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 and dun 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 or something. But watch the reviews. I'm sure I might go back and watch some of them because I didn't want to, you know, some people spoil the things, and I knew I was going to introvertedly wait until the theaters weren't packed. I waited till like the movie was like almost out of the theaters, and I was like one of 3 people that was in the whole theater when I saw it. And I do that sometimes. Most of the time I'll wait until if I'm gonna support chocolate theater, minority theater, because I'm the same way about Latino, Hamilton, anything with Jennifer Lopez in it, anything with Zoe Saldana, is that her name? Minority and chocolate people. I'll wait, and then I'll go when it's a little bit quieter, and there's not as many box office things going on, because that's what I prefer. So that's all things Halloween. I still eat a lot of candy. For a vegan, I eat a lot of candy. For like a super leaning towards super clean. Not super clean right now because I've been eating vegan awful. But for a relatively super clean vegan, I've been eating a lot of sweets because I love them. So delicious. That's why I'm excited about this detox. I've been tripping. It's bad. But anyway, Halloween. Lots of candy. I've eaten enough candy in my lifetime before I was vegan to last me the rest of my life. Like literally. I've eaten a lot of candy, especially when you're grown and you don't have a budget. And Jelly Bellies. I would get those gorgeous suckers from Sugar Factory. If you know, you know. That's a cool thing that people say that I can say, right? If you know, you know. I had a collection. Maybe I'll post some of the old pictures of all my suckers from Sugar Factory. I had a lot of them. I ate a lot of candy, expensive candy. Because people was like, you paid $30 for a sucker? And did. Absolutely. I probably, before I was vegan, I would probably be considered a candyologist. I have chocolate allergies. I've been eating dark chocolate since vegan. Sometimes I'll dabble a little bit. I have to eat excessive amount of chocolate to get skin issues, hives, more importantly. If you're in medicine, you know there's a difference between allergies and reactions. If you're from medicine, you know. If you know, you know. So everything that you have a reaction to is not an allergy. FYI. Anyway, moving on. So no, lots of candy my entire lifetime, from womb to 40, I'd say about a year and a half into veganism. So year and a half, so 46, so 43 and a half. From womb to 43 and a half, I've eaten enough candy for a lifetime. I assure you. Grown and can buy my own. And the sweet tooth from the pit of Hades itself. I wanted to design I wanted somebody to airbrush this shirt. I still might get it done. It was gonna be the lady with like the big red lip with the grill kind of biting her lip, and the teeth you could see would be like a Skittles logo and a Starburst logo and all the things. It would be candy teeth. It was gonna be so fly. I couldn't get anybody. I like airbrush. I love airbrush. It's maybe an old people thing, I guess. I love soliciting other artists to be in their crafts and to make the visions that are in my head come to life. That's another thing I love doing. There's a few shirts I designed when I was a kid, 20 something. There's some shirts I designed. They're on Facebook. You can see them if you want to. I didn't take them down. I designed some shirts then. I love airbrush. Airbrush is just so fly, especially if you can find like a really fly artist. Chef's kiss. Oh man. Anyway, this was supposed to be a short. It's 15 minutes. No Halloween. No Halloween. I already eat a lot of sweets. Halloween is not a big deal. I'm saved. I don't think it's the devil's birthday. I don't think the devil is a Scorpio. I don't think Jesus is a Capricorn. My running internal joke is sin is expensive, Capricorns are cheap. I know. I laugh at my own jokes. It's funny. No offense to Capricorns. I mean that in the best way. I love frugality. I love the way people who can do numbers like that. My baby, December 26th. She can pull her brain, the way her numbers work, the way she's able to improvise. And that's one of the reasons why I'm trailing off. One of the reasons why I consult with my babies about things, because they're a different breed. They're more financially responsible than me. But they're a different breed. Like, they know my baby can push out numbers. She blink hard. She'll have a budget in place and things. She'll find it for the dirt. That's a gift. That's a gift. And I know I made fun of it, but that's a gift. Bless God. If you're a Capricorn, no offense. No offense. I appreciate your gift. It's just that I understand the mindset of some of the ones I know, and they're very gifted with numbers. Some of our best presidential leadership, slave owners and the like, are Capricorns and have had better budgets under their leadership. I don't know if you guys have had the privilege of studying the leadership of this country. Oh God, I'm trailing off again. I 100% recommend you go to presidential libraries and museums. Number one, just perspectives are so different. As a chocolate woman, I'll never be a white man running this country. And so I don't think like a white man who's run this country. And I found some of their perspectives, not that I agree with the vast majority, but hearing the different perspectives has added value and has made me be more firm in what I believe. So it's confirmed things that I was like, this is what I believed. And if you don't have opposition or another perspective to test what you believe, how do you know that it's substantial? How do you know that it's right? How do you know that it's truth? So and again, I'll never be, if I become the president, I'm not going to be the president. If I become the president of this great land, I still won't run it like a white man. I'm not a white man. I've never been a white man in any time period in this great country. I've never reincarnated. I don't do that. It's not mine. Okay? So I think I've loved seeing the perspective. I think I've loved seeing the hindsight being 2020 of it all. This went from Halloween to presidents. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I'm stopping. No Halloweens. I already eat lots of sweets. I'm not gonna have an interesting costume. My daughter, I talked to her about it. I don't feel like she feels like she has lost. Oh, she's been trick-or-treating twice in her lifetime. Once as a baby girl under my parenting. So once I went with my best friend. SpongeBob and Patrick is what they did. No witches or anything weird. Compromise is compromise, though, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in Christ and I know what it is, right? Compromise is compromise. So I did the thing. Okay? So even though the costumes are harmless, compromise is compromised. If you know, you know. I do like that. I eat lots of candy already. when I was talking to her about Halloween recently, because I asked her, she's only been trick-or-treating twice. Once as a grown up, once as a child. She does not, I don't think she feels neglected. I don't think she's like, oh my God, my childhood is ruined because you didn't take me trick-or-treating. I don't think if there's a childhood trauma, that's not gonna be on the list. that's not gonna make it. Maybe it will. I'm gonna ask her. Probably not on camera. I might report what she says. Anyway, but no trick-or-treating, no Halloween, no costumes, boring costumes. I'm just gonna wear clothes. That is all. Satan's not a Scorpio. I don't believe a lot of those things. So on with it. I just don't, there's no need. Favorite holidays? And no disrespect to people who, if that's your favorite, do your thing. I know, compromise. I should come down with my Christian hammer and say you're worshiping the devil. Not gonna. I don't need to. There's other people doing that. Go to their channel. Okay. If that's your favorite holiday, do your thing. Favorite holidays for me: Valentine's Day. Even if I don't have a boyfriend, and I haven't had a boyfriend in years. Christmas, and I give gifts, and I don't get very many. I love those holidays. Those are my favorite. There's a Sweeties Day. Somebody told me, I was at said major retailer. I was talking to a man who sounds exactly or very closely sounds like Sammy Davis Jr. He is from Chicago, and he actually revealed that he was a musician. But anyway, he sounds like SDJ. He said there was something that they celebrate in Chicago, I believe, called a Sweet Day or Sweeties Day in October. So I'm adopting that for next October. Oh, usually I do October's Fools around the beginning of October. I didn't do it this year. I gotta think of something between today and tomorrow to do. I do it to my daughter. I make up something that sounds kind of real, or sometimes it's usually corny and ridiculous, but I try to make it sound as real as possible. And I call my baby and I'm like, hey. One time I was dating somebody like years ago. I was like, hey, such and so and I are pregnant. And since nobody celebrate October Fools except me, it was like October the 8th or something. I think that's what it is on my calendar. I just made it up. I make up stuff all the time. I was like, such and so and I were pregnant. We're having a baby. And this was years ago. Not years. 10 years maybe. Long time. I've been celebrating October Fools for a long time. I was like, we're pregnant. She was like, what? No. And so October. It's not too late though. It's my holiday. I made it up. I can do it when I want. I'll think of something. Ooh, I thought of something. She's gonna be, maybe I shouldn't do that one. That one's gonna, I'll think of something. Anyway. So, yeah, no. October Fools, Sweeties Day, or Sweet Chicago Day, or whatever day it is, and then Halloween. I don't celebrate a lot of holidays. My favorites are out there. I like all the ones that have red in it. Red is one of my favorite colors. Well, Halloween has red in it because there's usually blood everywhere, but Halloween's not my favorite. It's just not very high on my list. There's got to be another set of people that, even outside the religious context of like Halloween being demonic, like I feel like even if I wasn't saved, Halloween wouldn't be a thing. Like it wouldn't be a thing for all the reasons I listed. I eat a lot of candy already. I always have a lot of candy. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be on the list. I'm sorry. I don't know. You guys can weigh in if you want. Thank you for whoever likes to listen to whatever my brain is thinking. Thank you for being equally as weird, or equally as curious, or pursuing other perspectives. Thank you. Have a good one, guys.